Okay, honest question. Have you ever just like farmed for loot just for the sake of farming it? Like drop the grocery list of, the build guide and just like see what you get and just look at it without expectations? Like, what's that? Here's what I do when I see an item that's not on my grocery list for the build guide. Like this one right here, I'm running a basic skill build. I don't run unemerald chains. It probably takes me a millisecond to just forget about it, press that jump button and move on with my day. But I don't actually look at it. Like, if you'd ask me what the umbral chains epicenter variant is right now, I don't think I could tell you. This is a max roll of the unique item. At no point do I ever ask myself, if I'm following a guide and it's not what I need, I almost never ask myself, is there anything I could do with it? It's like I'm so numb. So me being the curious and possibly bored person that I am, I wanted to figure out why that is. So I did some deep web research on a website called Wikipedia. And I learned that dopamine release happens in like 3 different ways. So there's stimulus, reward, and then comes the dopamine spike. And then if the same conditions happen reliably enough, it actually goes stimulus, dopamine spike, then reward. So you're actually getting a dopamine spike if you even start farming Duriel, because you've reliably had the item you want drop enough there to where you're expecting it to drop. So you get that pleasure burst a little earlier. So that's the second type. And so that's where RNG comes in, is the dopamine release that comes before the reward is actually much lower, because the function of the dopamine release is so that we can learn when and where this happened so that we can recreate the events that made it happen. Dopamine is a molecule that's a stimulant. It improves learning. That's its primal function in survival, evolutionarily. And that's where the RNG comes in, is it mixes it up so we can recreate it whenever we want, because if we did, there would be eventually pretty quickly no dopamine at all and we wouldn't like the game, we'd get bored. So then there's like a third type of dopamine release. That is when there's a reward that's greater than you expected, like that one, or when you weren't even expecting one at all. That's why when we get things like mystery hidden classes, supposedly secret season 15 theme at BlizzCon, secret cow level, all these things have one thing in common, is that they are a surprise. And what happens is our pleasure centers get flooded with dopamine, as opposed to, and that's because from a purely evolutionary lens, our brain wants us to learn everything about what just happened, where it happened, how it happened, why it happened, so that it can happen again. And then it trickles down into our limbic system and it feels really good. We get emotions like joy, wonder, contentment, relief, even euphoria. Oh, we got a goblin. There's another one. There's another one. Another perfect example. The goblin. The fucking goblin. And so as a content creator, I kind of lose touch with that a little bit, because I have all these goals and like, I need to get this build. I need to get this helmet. I need to get this. And what ends up happening is I start to stack these expectations, which goes into the kind of function of the dopamine is, I go to all these places where my brain's been flooded with dopamine before. Loot chests, Duriel's chambers, the new pinnacle boss. But today I just tried this thought experiment where I let go of all those goals and expectations. And I am just farming the loot just to farm it. And you know what? It's way more fun. So what do you guys think? Do you always farm just to farm, or do you always chase something? Which, I'm not pointing fingers or anything, but whenever somebody chases something, that comes with a certain set of expectations and goal-driven behavior. What does that look like for you? Let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, press that like button. If you like me, subscribe. Peace.